I remember a couple years ago, people would always raise issues when it came down to the essays, especially when I was teaching them how to write the essays. Because they would always tell me that they heard, oh, you gotta write 280 words, you gotta write 290 words in order to ensure a high score in the writing. And I've always said, I never taught it that way. I have never, ever taught it that way. And we were able to get high scores for the writing. I think by now people have realized that writing so many words for the essay is nonsense and we don't need to do it that way. However, that's not the end of it. People are still over focusing on the essay. And the reason why I say over focusing is because they feel like the reason why they're not getting the writing score is all because of the essay. Now, in the previous video, I talked about templates. And yes, you can definitely use a template for the essays. I'm not actually trying to push templates on you. You don't have to use them. You can definitely write the essay by yourself. I've made videos demonstrating my structure template, which most of the time you'll have to write by yourself anyways, because I do have a full essay template where it's just a template and you don't really have to write by yourself. That's not important because in this video, what we're going to talk about is how to know when you actually need to improve the essay. Because improving the essay will not always guarantee that you're going to get that high writing score. Before we get started, in case you didn't know, my name is Sonny and this is Sonny English. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing because I provide real tips and tricks on how to get your PTE score. So y'all ready for this? Let's get into it. Oftentimes, there's a confusion between written discourse and write from dictation. I guess there's similarities, but they're not related. Written discourse is solely from the essay. You don't get points for written discourse from anywhere else. So that score will tell you pretty much how well you did on the essay, right? So if you have a low written discourse, it means you have a pretty bad essay. Now, I want you to take a look at this score right here. Before I've talked about it in the past, I've done it myself. I've taken the real PT exam and tried to see how bad I can do on the essay and still get over 79. And the lowest I've gotten in written discourse was in the 50s. And this student from a couple weeks ago, she surpassed me. What do I mean by that? Well, she didn't pass 50s, she went under it. So she got 40 something in the written discourse. That's from the essay. Was she still able to get 79? Hell yes. How is it possible? The essay itself does not hold that many points. And the essay itself does not affect any other module. So if you focus all your time and your energy on writing a perfect essay, congratulations, you're going to get a perfect score in the written discourse and you're going to get a perfect score from the essay, which isn't that much anyways. So that's why I keep saying, don't focus all your time and your energy on the essay writing. That is probably the least important task that you want to think about. Because clearly you can see we can get 85 in the writing with only 43 in the written discourse. So how do you know the essay is what you need to improve when your score is not where you want it to be? Well, you want to take a look at your reading and your listening score, right? Well, first of all, let's put the brakes on that. Now, we will always focus on reading and listening before you focus on the essay, no matter what. And the reason is because by doing that perfect essay, you will not contribute to the reading and listening. So what does that mean? You can get all of your points in the writing, but it still won't be enough because the remaining points will come from reading and listening. So high listening and high reading will get you that high writing score, as you can see from the score that I gave you as an example. Now, the other way around, however, high writing will not get you high reading and high listening, and overall you won't even get 79 if you're shooting for 79 because the writing module itself does not hold 79 points. So how are you going to get that? So improving the essay will not help with your reading and listening, but by improving the reading and the listening, it will help with the writing. So which one is more important? You definitely want to focus on the reading and the listening before you focus on the essay. So now with that said, if you just barely made it over the reading and the listening, maybe you got 79, 80, 81 in the reading and the listening, and then your writing score is right around 78, 77, and that written discourse is really low, or maybe even the grammar and written discourse is really low, like in the 40s, then you can take the time and maybe focus on the essay there. And the reason is because your reading and your listening is not enough. It's probably going to be very hard for you to push it more than that. But if you do push it more than that, your writing will automatically go up. So even in that instance, I will still see which one would be easier for you to improve. Would it be easier for you to improve your writing? Would it be easier for you to improve a little bit of the write from dictation or reading and writing fill in the blanks? Because overall, you know that improving your writing, it will take a lot of time. You got to write essays over and over again, get somebody to check it, check the grammar, check the structure, check the content. It's up to you. And my students know how we feel about the content. So that goes back to what I was talking about in the previous video when I said you can use templates. And yes, you can use templates for the essay, or you can write it by yourself. But when it comes back with a low score in the writing, even a low written discourse, don't automatically assume that you got to change your essay. As you can see, once again, you can get 43 in the written discourse and still have over 79 in the writing, because most of those points are in the reading and the listening. Stop blaming templates. It is not where you need to focus on. Now, on top of all that, I know it's not easy improving the write from dictation and the reading and writing fill in the blanks. Those are hard. However, because the write from dictation holds so many points for the writing, it technically should be easier to improve the write from dictation. Why? Because write from dictation often repeats, but so does the essay. Now, like I said, the difference is improving a couple more words in the write from dictation will get you more than enough points that you need for the writing score, right? Compared to improving the whole entire essay. That's why if you were to practice from reliable prediction files for the write from dictation, you'll have a higher chance of getting more points because it often repeats on the exam, and that would be free points. And that's my take on the importance of essays. I hope that made sense to you, but basically, just to recap, you do not need to overwrite the essays with the word count pretty much at its max, right? You can just go down to the minimum. I usually write maybe 205, 206, 210 at the most. I do not overwrite the essays. And then thinking that the essay is the only reason why you're not getting that writing score is ridiculous, because that's the last place you should be looking. All right, so that's what I think about the essay. Once again, my name is Sonny, and this is Sonny English. If you thought this tutorial was helpful, please check out my other tutorials. Please remember to subscribe and like, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.